What's good, people? Welcome to another episode of the Realist Debates. It's me again, the Realist J, with
Joey Lang
and
Josh
D. And D. Welcome, guys. Welcome. And today,
thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Me too.
Welcome.
Appreciate the invite.
Today, it's going to be a touchy show. Obviously, you can see what everyone's repping. So it's a Arsenal and Man United show. Let's get into it. So starting, first of all, what made you, man, support that team? I don't even want to talk the name
We
too
know
much.
what route is going to go down.
We're getting straight in there.
We're going to go down the London thing, obviously.
Quick ankle shots in that.
Let's start with you, Josh.
In a minute.
What made you support United?
To be honest with you, I got into football through my stepdad, who supported Manchester United. I was about 6 at the time. They were a top team. Didn't really know too much about football at the time. Just kind of enjoyed being a fan and supporting them. And that was really it.
Okay.
Mine's similar. My dad supported them, so it's hereditary for me. My dad supports United, so all my siblings, everyone, all support United. So from primary school, I was always United. Without even watching football, I just supported United, and I grew to love football.
United was always before. Tree.
Yeah, that's how it is. So, you know.
Okay. For me, pretty much similar. Actually, tell a lie. My dad supports Leeds. Yeah, I don't chat to him. That's a whole next thing. But
I thought it was a Leeds team.
He supports Leeds. Okay. Yeah, but for me, growing up, obviously, I remember being told stories of Rocastle by my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Then growing up, obviously seeing men like Ian Wright, Kevin Campbell, I was like, wow, this looks like a little wave still. And then from there, I got my first Arsenal kit as a youth, and it's just been there ever since, man.
Yeah, mine's a bit odd, you know. It's going to start off odd, but it makes sense. It's going to circle back. So when I was like 5, I got baptized, right?
It's a church thing.
Yeah, this is going to come back round. So then at my baptism party, right, obviously bare people are there, this, that, the other. Like I got a little tricycle thing for a gift and that. But one of the guys that was there, he just looked wavy and he was cool. I can't remember what the gift he got me. Think it was a tent. Don't know why.
A tent?
Yeah, I never used it.
Right.
But I thought, nah, this is wavy. So I liked him in that. He had a little he had a silver tooth as well at the time. And I thought, yo, this guy's wavy. I was like, yo, what do I need to do to get a silver tooth like yours? He's like, nah, don't get a silver tooth like mine. But then when I started school, pretty much everyone either supported Liverpool or United. So it's pretty much, what team do you support? And at first I was kind of like, I just picked United because everyone was supporting them. But then when I tell you, very shortly afterwards, I saw Arsenal. I saw Ian Wright play. I saw Vieira play. I saw Dennis Bergkamp play. I saw Silk. And I loved it. And I thought to myself, wow, I love this team. And I was seeing a lot of black players as well at the time. Not a lot, but more than I would normally see from other teams as well. And it just resonated. And from there, probably helped that Ian Wright had the silver tooth as well. But from there, I just loved them. And it just stuck every
So
way
that
through.
United thing got binned off early, you're saying?
Yeah, that was like a week still. That was a week.
Short spell. Okay. Something we'll get it out the way early. I always hit, man are always like, United. And they obviously live in London. I don't know any man who live in Manchester. So obviously that's the go-to cuss, isn't it? So following on to that, I always say to man, how many times have you been Old Trafford, guys? So starting with you, Josh, how many times have you been Old Trafford?
Go Old Trafford about 4 or 5 times a season.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And I know about you.
I'm not a plastic
I've been
chair
a few
around
times.
here.
I haven't been a lot. I've been a few times.
Yeah, of course I had to take you, my bro.
Yeah, I've been a few times, but I haven't been a lot, to be honest. And I don't have a lot of time to. So
I've seen you go quite a lot.
Yeah, I've been a few times, but I need to. I would like to go more, but I
don't
just don't
mean
have
recently,
the time.
just generally.
No. But it's just I just haven't got the time.
It's
to
a
go
long
up there.
travel.
It's long. It's a day's trip.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've been up there, spent a weekend, and you did an 8-hour round trip for a 0-0 draw.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right? Listen, I would have loved to have had the finances I had now 10 years ago.
Yeah,
or
that as
15
well.
years ago.
Yeah,
so I could have,
100%.
you know what I mean? Made it, it would have been worth it.
Yeah.
To go up there. But now it's a risk. Do you know what I mean?
So you see when you man pick the games that you go to, how do you, is it strategic? Like, do you pick what you're gonna get entertainment out of, or do you just pick the big games?
Me, it's more availability, and it's who I'm going with and who's available to go when. Do you understand? Because it's, as I said, it's a day trip. You can go Arsenal quick thing and come back and still cook your food and all that.
Know what I mean?
Do you understand? And do what you got to do. You understand? You got to.
It's one train still.
It's a day thing. But I do need to go out there more. But obviously now, no, I can't go nowhere. But it's definitely needs to be done.
Well, knowing obviously slightly ahead, I knew that you lot weren't plastics. So obviously that's why you man got bought on the show. We're trying to get that in-depth look into United, not no fly-by-night guys anyway.
But you know what? To Jay's point, to people that do say that, like, oh, how can you support United? You don't even live there. Like, what's your answer to the people that say that?
My answer is always my dad supported it. That's the only answer. That's the honest answer that I can give, innit? My son's 7 months old. He supports United. He's got United. He doesn't know what it is. You understand? My daughter's 7. She supports United. She doesn't like football. Kids as well, bro. Yeah, do you understand? It is what it is.
They support United.
I grew up supporting United because my dad supported. There was no. In my opinion, you failed if your kid supports a different team, and that's just my opinion. So don't try and get at me. But you can't have.
On a whole,
you can't have. You understand? You have to support your team, innit? You understand? It's this family thing now, innit? So
that's fair.
I'd say, something similar like that. I think, it doesn't really matter where you're from. I just think, you got to support the team. I've been all around the world in so many different countries, and all the countries I go to, I always see the same clubs being represented.
Me too.
You see Arsenal, you see Liverpool, you see Man United
and Chelsea,
and these guys are supporting their clubs, and they're not even from the country. And these men are still supporting the clubs.
Well, I'm not exactly gonna flipping get at a man in Thailand. I could only get at you men accessible to me. Innit? I'm not gonna say to Mr. Whoever in Thailand that, have you been to Old Trafford? Obviously, his finances are probably worse than you, man. So. You get me? But I appreciate, the journey time and stuff like that. And going up to Manchester from London is literally a day trip. Do you remember when we went to Manchester? Was it New Year's? It was a New Year's.
I don't think it was New Year's. I think it was someone's birthday. I think.
It might have been my birthday. I think it was my birthday. But it's a trip, innit? So I get that.
And now trains all right, but if you're driving, it's just long sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
And boy, if you want to drink and that, sometimes them games push.
You got to make a weekend out of it sometimes. You have to go out and get a hotel and all them things there, and then just enjoy the weekend and see the game as well. So
fair enough. So moving on, I mean, what were your United like when you guys started supporting them? So it's like we're gonna do a little then to now kind of thing.
This one's gonna hurt me, bro.
I know it's we ain't gonna look good coming up.
Okay, me when I was younger, it was United and Arsenal, innit? Let's just be real.
I was gonna say that.
Do you understand? It was United and Arsenal. There was a few, like Newcastle was there. There was a few teams that they weren't the top 4 now, innit? Like you understand, it was United, it was Arsenal, Newcastle was about Liverpool the odd time, and
Chelsea.
You weren't seeing Spurs and them teams and
Man City.
you weren't seeing. You weren't.
City were not even a team.
I don't even.
They got relegated around them times, didn't they?
Exactly. I don't live in Manchester. The ones in Manchester, they got that. I didn't even hate City as much as I hated Arsenal growing up, because it was Arsenal who man was constantly beefing, comparing players. It was always United, Arsenal, and Chelsea came after, City came after. Do you understand? Liverpool's always had that thing, but it was always, for me personally, Arsenal. So that's why even now, it's like when
even
Arsenal
to this
lose.
day.
Yeah.
To this day.
It's Arsenal.
Wait, do you know what? I mean, for me, obviously, Arsenal, when I started supporting them, they were coming out of a glorious time. I think it was like George Graham times. We were doing little bits and bobs, and then it went into the Wenger transition. So I was actually supporting Arsenal way before Wenger came along. Let's get that like some Arsenal fans now just know his era. So that's why even I get into it. You know me, I get into it with Arsenal fans, because it's like they just know Wenger's era. So they know a period of success, and then they reflect on it now and say, all right, we're not doing as good. Whereas you've only got that to compare it with, good and bad. You get what I'm saying? So it's been a up and down rocky road for Arsenal, but yeah, the times that I did start supporting, we were going through good things. And yeah, obviously United, I might as well get it out there now. It's the one thing that we got, winning the trophy, you know, the league at Old Trafford, as you did. But yeah, that's about it, you know. Growing up, glory days. Now, obviously, not so much. Going through another transition. I know you want to bus up.
Not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, we'll get on to managers and stuff later on. But yeah, that's just what it was when I was growing up. Winning stuff, you know?
Competing.
Competing. That's the word. That's the word. So who wants to go next? What was it like then?
Yeah, I mean, look, what I'd say is obviously yesterday was the remembrance of the Munich disaster.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about the great team that Matt Busby created. And that's what United is built on to this day. Now, I wasn't around or I didn't watch that side, but I know about it. And I just think from then, and we're talking, you know, in the 70s to now, the philosophy of how Manchester United is built on, I think is still there. The foundations are still there. But we don't win anything at the moment. I think obviously this season we're competing to some degree. Obviously we've seen the Man City result.
I'm glad you didn't throw title in there.
No. We're competing. But obviously, yeah, when I was growing up, you know what it was, trebles and that.
Don't touch me. Free peeps.
Trebles.
Free
peats.
You get me? Champions Leagues.
Premier Leagues. Champions Leagues, you know, we're talking
3
kids
Champions
that
League
become
finals in
world
4
class
years.
players. So
Yeah.
That's
that's what it was, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, glory days. Like
Glory days,
when I started supporting. So
But
yeah.
you made an interesting point there. You kind of say, you know, you only really have the old to reflect on and then now. And yeah, I hear that.
We're the
you
same.
know, yeah, highly, because yeah, I only really know about the glory days. And then now, when Fergie left, people wasn't really expecting, well, especially my generation, such a drop off. We thought, yeah, we'll be back soon. We still got world-class players there. Vidic was there, Ferdinand was there, Everett was there, Rooney was there.
And Percy.
Now,
Actually, you're saying that, we're gonna get onto that after, like the period of the Wengers and the Fergusons compared to now, obviously the Artetas and the Solskjaers. So yeah, we'll get onto that bit in a second. Anyone else want to add to?
Yeah, so for me, in terms of kind of Arsenal then, so I was probably too young to remember like George Graham. So I pretty much
showed my age.
Yeah. But when I came in, it was pretty much Wenger. So what I saw was how we pretty much transformed not only our team, but like football in general. And then I kind of remember every season, it wasn't even a conversation of, oh, will we win the title or anything? It's, oh, out of us in United, who will win the title? Okay, yeah, it might be United this season, so we'll probably win the FA. It was that. That's all it was. And I remember I was on holiday when Roman Abramovich bought Chelsea. And I remember at the time thinking, wow, he's a Russian billionaire. He's going to pump a lot of money. Like, we're cooked.
Remember the banners, save Stamford Bridge, you know?
But then off the back of that, we had the invincible season, And I thought, yeah, all right. Obviously, Chelsea done what they done after that. And then we won the FA Cup, I think the next season. But then obviously seeing that slow decline for obvious reasons at the time, getting a new stadium, this, that, the other, I think it was necessary at the time. But what wasn't the unfortunate event with that was Roman Abramovich's purchase of Chelsea.
I was going to say, do you feel Chelsea contributed to your lot's downfall? Or dropping off? Because if you didn't do that, you'd most probably...
I'll answer that.
Yeah,
I'd say yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think it was a little bit of a perfect storm, because I think at the time, what Arsene Wenger was brilliant at was not spending much on finance-wise in terms of the players he bought, finding little gems from France or wherever they were, putting them into the team and making them work. And the only competition we had at the time was United. Fair enough, they could spend more money in the players that they got, but they're the only people that we need to compete with year on year. We can handle that. But when we tried to do what we needed to do for commercial reasons, and then kind of with Roman Abramovich's purchase, they kind of then slipped in and they changed how the market worked. So then where beforehand we could get those players, these little gems, and it would work, it wasn't working so much anymore. And on top of that, other teams were starting to cotton on, and we're pretty much starting to do the same things that we were starting to do, i.e. scouting networks. So our USP disappeared.
And you know what was part of the triggering of that? When Ashley Cole went as well, he kind of said, yo, I'm looking at you man's ting and I'm looking at them man's ting, and yeah,
they had
different.
Shevchenko and Crespo like at the same, like, come on, they bought the title on it. I'm not hearing that. I don't. Chelsea fans might want to get upset, but it's the truth. Before that, they wasn't on anything like that, but they bought some stars. Of course, they had Mourinho as well, so it was a perfect kind of marriage. And then they done their thing. I'm not gonna lie, because you still have to be able to manage that team, but they just bought.
Well, that's the DNA of the team.
Yeah, Mutu. They had all these dons, man. It's like, do you understand? Shevchenko, all at the same time, you know. Like, come on.
They actually, when we done that whole unearthing gems, that was us kind of revolutionizing football. Then they just came and was like, yeah, go and get him, go and get him, go and get him. And like you said, they literally bought the title. So yeah, but that is what Chelsea do. I mean,
that's what they do. That's why they don't have anything sustainable though.
And going on to that, from all of us, I can't talk for everyone, but from my perspective, although they win things, they've won a Champions League. My outlook on Chelsea is just disgust. Like, obviously, they going back, you can talk about the racist fans and blah blah blah, but even when I look at Chelsea and how they go about winning things, it doesn't fill me with excitement or joy. And I think to myself, if Arsenal went about things that way, I probably wouldn't support. Well, I probably would support, but I wouldn't enjoy it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're winning things, but how we're going about getting that success is a bit scummy to me. Like, just buy the best players, get what we feel is the best manager. Like, yeah, that's not football to me.
And that's one thing I love about United, the way we promote our youth players and how much we've, how many players we've brought through and how they've developed. Because Chelsea, they do have a very good youth system, but they never blood any of their youngsters.
They're all
you don't see these guys. They go out on loan or they end up leaving the club.
And that's a business model for them as well.
And that's what it is. And that's Roman Abramovich. I mean, listen, sometimes I do rate them. I'm not going to lie. Like in the summer with Lampard. They just go out and get the guy. It's not a long thing, It's so frustrating being a United fan. You hear, in last year, March, we're interested in Sancho. Come October the 1st, we don't get Sancho. It's like 5 months. You think you're getting a player. Abramovich would have just said, yeah, okay, cool, done. Deal's done.
How much?
How much? Yeah, deal done. But, like you said, there's not kind of any moral behind the success of what they have,
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Like, that's the word as well. Morals. Like, I can say I have a dislike for United in terms of the rivalry, etc. But in terms of the club itself and the club ethics, I couldn't speak a bad word on it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that is probably what makes our rivalry even more,
there's more respect,
intense. Because
special.
I actually, as much as I dislike United for the rivalry, I have a respect for United because of the way the club is run, the ethics, etc.
Yeah.
Whereas when I look at Chelsea, I just see bare disgust. So my hate comes from another place to get
City
in the gut. Yeah.
City, 200 or 300 million on defenders.
Mate.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mate.
It's, But the thing with City is, it doesn't actually bother me as much as Arsenal because I don't know any City fans. City ain't got fans that banter, man, or that live down here. Or obviously, I don't live in the area, but I don't know any City fans. So anytime they win or anything, I don't even hear anything about it. It's just, okay, City won, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, even yesterday, Arsenal lost. I'm seeing Man United fans going at Arsenal.
all you see.
And then
Yeah.
obviously it comes back, bites us in the
I
arse.
said that with emphasis.
No, because obviously it came back, bit us in the arse. You know, we conceded a last
Yeah, I
minute
messaged
goal.
him
And I'm
saying,
seeing
"Should we do
people
the
laughing.
podcast?"
Yeah, I'm seeing
Sorry,
people
though.
laughing and that, and it's like that rivalry will always be there. It doesn't matter that Arsenal are 11th, 11th.
Nah.
I knew.
We're top off. Don't even try that.
It doesn't matter.
Don't try
No,
that.
but you know what I mean. That rivalry is always there.
I can't
Yeah.
It'll always be there.
Nah, I
think
think we're
it's
like,
10th.
I think we're like 10.
think
That's the bar.
It's the 10th.
Yeah.
Hanging.
But all the teams
Fingertips.
around you got game in hands and 2 game in hands and things, so you could.
Villa got like two games in
Yeah,
hand.
it might get a bit. You got to
Yeah,
watch
Villa
Newcastle and
got
them
that
teams, you know,
thing
because they look
still.
alright right now.
Boy, listen, and that probably brings it on to the next talking point is going forward. Obviously, you lot are title challengers. Look, they're shaking their heads now.
Hey, live in the moment.
3
Live in the
weeks
moment.
ago,
it wasn't.
you man were on that wagon.
Me
like,
personally, when my friends used to ask me, I used to say, "Listen, there's no gap. Everyone's too bunched in." I said, "If we get a gap like 6, 7, 8, I might believe more. 2 points and then you lose 2 games and you go down to 9th. That's not a gap in it." So I wasn't convinced.
Yeah.
It wasn't convinced.
They're all right. I can't knock you lot, innit? You lot were top of the table.
Mm.
So with that comes a certain amount of bragging rights. But
Yeah.
the way certain United fans were going on, they believed that you were
100%.
title challenging.
100%.
We did.
United
I
fans, a
agree
lot
to
of them are delusional. Let's be honest. A lot of all fans are because Arsenal.
Mm.
You understand, but it
It's
just
the hope that kills you.
yeah,
It's
it's
still-
certain hope.
I think we had a conversation about this, right? Where obviously at the time you guys were top, and I was like, "You're going to win the league. You're going to win the league."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah. It would just
Yeah.
be good to see how long we can challenge for,
Yeah,
and how long we
basically.
can stay in it."
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, this season is a fake season. It's weird. So like, how you're top now, like, put it this way, right? How can us Arsenal?
Yeah.
Not even before that, you United, because before we fell off, you guys had a massive fall off,
Yeah.
and it was one of your worst starts since whatever year.
Mm.
But then you're top of the table. Similarly with us, we had our worst start since 1977.
Mm.
But whether we will or we won't, I don't know. But it's still looking like we could get top 4 mathematically because
Don't know
no.
about that.
Whether we will or we won't, I don't
Yeah.
know. But because, as you said, everything's bunched up.
To win the
There were-
Europa League.
Everything's bunched up. There's games in hands,
Yeah,
this, that, the
yeah,
other.
yeah.
You just never know.
Mm.
There's 10 teams that you look at, and I can't really say where everyone will end up.
Mm.
You know?
I'd have to disagree and challenge that because I think at the end of the day, no. The only reason I'm saying it, no. The only reason I'm saying it is because at the end of the day, I think, you know, come May, the table will be what it is, and I think every team will finish where they're supposed to be. As soon as Bruno Fernandes joined Man United last year, January, we have been top of the form table.
I'm so glad you touched
Yeah.
on that.
So it's not a coincidence to see in December Man United at the top of the league. Even though we had a bad start, if you bunch up all of our results, especially our away form, we were top of the form table. I think after the Southampton game, we were the top leading goal scorers in the Premier League. So I'm not surprised about any, you know, us being in, you know, top of the league in December. It was, you know, it's premature, but I wouldn't say, you know, it's a weird season. Obviously, there's a pandemic going, there's no fans, but everyone's under the same conditions. And I think, you know, Man City are going to be where they deserve to be, and Man United will end up where they deserve to be at the end of the season.
City gonna win it though.
Yeah, I think they'll win it. I think
Especially they're 10 ahead of Liverpool with a game in hand.
But
I thought if Liverpool had have won, I thought that could have maybe just crushed them to go and lose against
They're too strong, man.
Arsenal. And is it Spurs they got this month as well?
it was
Spurs
a
or-
pattern or
So,
something.
yeah, I thought,
They've won, I think, 13 in a row or something like that.
It's too much now.
Stones and Diaz conceded 2 goals since they've been in a partnership. 2.
That's
Like, and that was always their problem in the defense. And now
John
they've sorted
Stones,
it.
you know.
Stones.
John Stones.
Man
Come on,
has
man.
been baptized.
Yeah.
Born again.
Gundogan got like 12 goals.
Mad. But, touching on something you said, Josh, actually, Bruno Fernandes, like, obviously there's madness on social media calling the guy inevitable and that. He makes me sick.
He is though.
He's actually pretty inevitable, the bastard. But what I was going to say is, like, before he came, you lot were
Ordinary.
bottom of the barrel. Not even ordinary. You lot were shit. Yeah, because I remember I was getting at you.
Yeah, we're still
bare.
shit at times. But
Well,
do you know
yeah.
what? We had Andres Pereira and Lingard and all them guys playing in those positions.
But this is what I'm saying. Now you've got a guy like Fernandes, and this is where we're going to talk about, obviously, the transition. But going forward, like, there was like, before he came,
It was trash.
I writ you lot off.
Completely trash.
I was excited to get into the season. Like,
Completely
oh
trash.
my God, can you see what United are like?
Yeah.
This guy shows up and starts doing a madness.
His numbers are
Absolute
dumb.
Mazin.
Yeah.
His numbers are ridiculous.
Because before he came, I couldn't watch United play. It was bad to watch.
We were in the front room like, yo,
like,
what
I
is
was like,
this?
I can't watch this.
Bro.
Like, it's bad.
It was dire.
Like,
bad,
I think I messaged my
caring.
boy and I was like, I'm sorry, like it's bad, man. I feel bad for you. Like, this is
We went through a period of like, remember what is it, the will, when it's famous last words, where we were winning games constantly, but then it just went, I don't know, it just went mad after that, and then it was
Do
just
you know what messed that up?
completely crazy.
It was the Arsenal game straight after PSG. We were flying.
Oh yeah, we're flying, yeah.
And then we played Arsenal. We deserved to win that game.
I think they burnt out as well because he made them
Nah,
run
bro,
a
you know,
lot
we played better
more.
than Arsenal that game.
Yeah, I know, but he made them
4
run a lot
points out
more,
of 6.
and then. You don't hang on to them things. That's primary.
We need to.
That's primary school.
where we
Do you know that's primary school banter?
Look where we are.
Like, I'm talking about Arsenal. Oh, but we beat you, though. But I'm like,
Bro.
we're 12 points ahead of you.
Take away them 4 points.
Come on.
Take away them. No. Take
Okay.
away them 4
Okay,
points.
let's give you the 2 more points, and where would you be?
Probably 2 positions higher. We need it, blood.
Nah.
You mock it. Points are a
I heard
rare
that, I heard
commodity
that, I heard
these
that,
days
I
in the
heard
Premier
that.
League.
Yeah.
Unless you have Bruno Fernandes.
I hear that. It's not just him.
I think
Not
Bruno
just
has
him.
elevated everyone.
They're doing.
I think he made everyone start.
He's been a major-
want to stay.
he's
Yeah,
been a major
Rashford's doing
catalyst.
this 100%, but they're all
Pogba wanted
just the
out.
attack is chipping in.
Pogba wanted out.
I saw some tweets yesterday of, after Bruno Fernandes scored that goal, people were obviously comparing it to the Eric
It's not the
Cantona
same.
chip. And obviously, when Eric Cantona came back, when we was obviously searching for a Premier League title, came back, came into the team, we started winning things, and people were comparing him, Bruno Fernandes, and then Kevin De Bruyne. I think football ability-wise, Kevin De Bruyne is a better footballer.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
Pogba's a better footballer than Bruno. What Bruno brings is his character,
Yeah,
his mentality.
He's got that
it's his
winning
desire.
mentality, man.
He's a fighter.
He has to be our captain.
And we never had that before.
You reckon Pogba's a better footballer than Bruno?
Yeah,
Yes,
footballer.
technically,
Yeah. As a
of course.
footballer,
Yeah, technically, I think
100%.
he is.
Pogba's one of the best footballers in the world.
As a footballer, he's just not consistent. If you watch Bruno's whole game, he must miss
That's triggered him.
passes he plays, and he does a lot of madness in the game, you know. Do you like when sometimes you got
Don't get me wrong. I like Pogba.
Yeah. Do you know sometimes you got a striker playing dead and he scores? Sometimes Bruno's like that. He plays dead and he gets a goal. or
Yeah.
assist.
Nah, Bruno's
But his
yeah.
influence is
Yeah,
crazy.
Bruno's that guy. He can do nothing for 89 minutes.
Yeah.
and then just that one thing, he's changed the game.
Changed the game.
He's bagged you 3 points.
Yeah,
Like I look at him like that.
Yeah.
For me, Pogba is technically he is better than Bruno,
Pogba's
but
right.
Bruno just consistently
Right,
will
'cause
find
he
a
can
way
be
to
separate.
bring something.
No, but look at Pogba when he was pushed forward last year. He got how much goals and assists was he getting when he was pushed forward? Remember, you're forgetting where Pogba was playing. He's shit with the discipline, isn't it? So he can't play deep, in my opinion, because he wants to get forward. He doesn't get dirty. He doesn't get into the game. When he's pushed forward and he's got guys behind him, that's when he excels. And that's when he played last year. He was getting all those goals and assists, and everyone was like,
It depends,
"Can't
obviously,
touch
what they
Pogba."
want from Pogba.
Yeah.
And I think Pogba can do a lot in the midfield. I don't think people have to be so hard on, he didn't score or, he lost the ball. And we all know what Pogba can do.
Yesterday we missed him when he got injured.
Exactly.
You understand? So
Yeah, I guess so. And even Fernandes, going back to him, like, I swear he gave away the ball bare times in the game.
he always
He
does,
does
that.
that.
He's basically Sanchez. Like, he's inevitable. Sanchez was inevitable for us,
Yeah.
but he gave away the ball bare times,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
masked up
Yeah.
because he's running around the place. You're thinking,
Looking
he's
energetic.
working hard, but he wasn't as productive as he could have actually been.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's got
Do
the
you know what it is
mentality,
as well? It's about decision making.
mm.
Sometimes, and it's actually good to see that because you can look at Bruno and think, that's something he has to actually, he has to work on that.
But he'll take
It's a
that
development.
risk that no other player will
Yeah,
take.
he takes
And
all the
So
sometimes
that's
it'll pay
what
off.
will go against him. He'll try to do that pass that no one else will try. It might not get through, and then that's a bad stat. But then if it goes through, it's wahala.
Yeah,
but
There's so much times where he does an easy pass and he messes up as well. And I'm like, come on, sometimes you understand. But then he'll do a world class assist but after 9 misplaced passes. Do you understand? And then you're dissing me like, Bruno. That's why they say it's inevitable because does so much things sometimes and then just does something. It's like, you know what? I'm not even going to try and get this guy anymore because I'm saying they look silly. So that's why everyone's just giving up.
Like Rashford decision making
it's trash. I'm sorry.
You're nice.
Decision making.
Do you know what it is? He gets
Decision
away with
making.
it because he's feeding the youth them.
No,
it's not that. No. Do you know what it is? No. Because he's got.
Nah, he was getting rich the other day.
Yeah,
After
but his decision making in the final third isn't good.
The decision making
at all,
and that's the difference between a good player and a great player.
He'll never square it or nothing like that. He just wants to. Always does an extra chop.
Same with Mason, but do you know what? Sorry, can I just say something?
Go on.
Rashford's 23. I think we expect maybe too much of him because of what he's done. He's been on the scene since he was 17. Just turned 18.
Yeah.
So, okay, we expect, all right, you got, experience, but he's 23. He's not in his prime. So, yeah, he needs to work on his decision making. It's good to see, Bruno needs to work on something. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, he's changed the whole club around. He's made us relevant.
So, touching on the Rashford point and his bad decision making at times, do you think that, and for me, I'm going to throw in Martial with this sometimes as well. Do you think...
And Mason, check them all in there.
Yeah, and Mason actually as well. Do you think that that's been a part of that is because how they bounce around different positions at such a young age?
No, because that shouldn't affect your decision making.
Yeah.
It's your decision making. No, it's your decision. But when to play the pass shouldn't, bruv, if I'm going on goal and you're clear, Cavani's clear, doesn't matter if I'm on the right or the left, you got to square it.
Okay, I get that point.
He's just got that.
But one point I'll make as well is like, I've kicked ball, innit?
Yeah,
so I can tell you, playing left back and playing left mid, the passing and the decision making is different.
Yeah, but
when you release the ball, etc. But to me, how I played the game, both were attacking. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like programming. Like if you watch certain players like a Robertson or a Tierney or even Shaw, like the way they do it is it's seamless.
Yeah, it's patterned.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because they know, all right, I'm starting here, I can give a 1-2 and I'll end up there. Do you get what I'm saying? But when you're moving from right to left to centre, do you know what I mean? It can throw.
Yeah, but he just doesn't play the easy. He always scores the harder goals. If there's an easy chance,
I've got to agree with these.
If there's an easy chance, if there's an easy chance, he won't score. But if he's got a mad chance, he will bang it and it will go in. If it's instinctive, if he's got to think about it, it won't happen. If he's just raw, it happens. Do you understand?
My problem with Rashford, I always say to Joey like as well, I love Rashford, but everything he does is that knuckleball. Like, he passes it like he's taking a free kick like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He does a crossfield ball.
Too much sauce sometimes.
Knuckleball.
Yeah, sometimes
everything is knuckleball, bro.
Pass.
There's nothing. There's no
pass.
R2 to it. There's no finesse. But yeah, anyway.
And that's what I mean. That's the difference between a good player and a great player. It's their decision making. And there's an element of coaching in that, which Ollie and them will have to take some responsibility for because they're in charge of his development. And then Rashford has to take some responsibility because this guy, do you know what I mean? He's been on the scene a long time.
But they can learn of Cavani. They can learn of Cavani now.
I remember that. Yeah,
they can learn of him.
They should be learning.
Because he's a proper.
End it there.
So, number 9.
All right, Josh. Now
we were gassing Cavani for how long?
Bro, we can go to tweets from 2015.
Come on,
madness. Talking about now, you mentioned Ollie. Let's bring some currency to it. Like, obviously, you guys have got a former player as a manager. We've got a former player as a manager. So going forward,
former legend.
Okay, former legend. Arteta is not an Arsenal legend.
So
he's got more cups than your man still.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon?
1 cup.
I mean, he's got more than Ollie.
FA Cup. Well, he's won as a manager.
As a manager? That's why I said, okay, cool.
Beg your pardon. Hold on. The management realm.
We're talking manager. Don't try on this.
No. Only in England, though. Only in England. Ollie won the league back to back in one.
No,
I'm not. But just saying, he's won the FA Cup.
Okay,
cool. He won the FA Cup.
Yeah, big up Ollie for that one there. Still,
So that's his accomplishments. That's on his CV.
What I was trying to say is going forward, because what I want to know from two real United fans, we're gonna get into it now. Is he the truth? Is he the answer? Do you want him to be your manager?
Me personally. I don't think he is, but I don't get onto him because one, I don't believe they're going to sack him, so it's wasting your breath. And two, he's in his last year next year. They would have offered him a new contract already. So I just think it's going to, do his last year. And I don't think they're going to. I think if he won it, then maybe they will extend it. But there's things that the league obviously is not going to be. If he'd done that, I think that might trigger them to. But I think they would have offered you a contract already going into your last year. Do you understand? I just think he's going to run down his contract, and he's not doing too bad to get sacked, and he's not doing too great to get extended in it, and that's just what it is. But he's brought back the feel good factor. That's the only thing I love about it. Yeah, is Mourinho was toxic. He can't toxic.
Wait. You're deflected, my brother.
No, but I'm telling you what it is.
You're telling me what it is, but you ain't answered.
The question is, what do I want to you?
He did.
He said no.
I said no.
No, you said, oh, nah.
No. It's going to say no. It's going to say his contract. Yeah, it's going to say it out. It's going to say it out. There's no point in sacking him now. Doesn't make sense.
First of all, as I was saying, Man United will never ever have a manager like Oli. There will never be a manager that will love that club as much as Oli. So in terms of what he wants to do,
taking Sir Alex out of it.
No, ex-players good as well.
Like if we're looking at another manager,
going forward.
We couldn't bring anyone in that will love that club as much as Oli.
Okay.
Yeah? He loves that club. I think when we said, get the contract out, sign the paper, that famous night after PSG, everyone remembers it. I even had people ask me, what, do you give him the job? I said,
I'll be real. Yeah, I said
we have to.
I'll be real.
Because from the bounce, from what he'd done,
the bounce was mad.
Man United is a team. Yeah, and let's take it back to what we were talking about earlier, before and now. I used to watch Man United play Arsenal, and I used to actually think, I wish we could actually play football like them. But we used to win. But Arsenal would always play good football. Man United was a team that was built on moments of individual brilliance, playing with world-class wingers, world-class strikers, world-class centre-back. We did have great players, but the way we played football was just free-flowing. You attack, we attack. Sometimes we'd, play on the counter because we had dangerous wingers, but it was more, you attack, we attack.
Not always, not because remember all them times we beat Arsenal when it was Partey's son 5
and
then
we won
1-0. Do you understand?
But that's what I'm saying. We played Park and Fletcher.
Yeah.
When we really up top and Ronaldo.
That's anti-football.
Do you know what I mean?
Tactics.
Can I say one thing?
John O'Shea
tactics.
in midfield.
Remember his goal
I'm
against
glad you say that because remember he never got crucified.
Remember his chip against Arsenal?
Bro, what was he even doing there? To this day, that hurts.
No one crucifies Sir Alex for that.
They don't.
And I think that's what Oli has brought back to the club. Now you can see when we do have good moments. And I think, look, last season...
No one crucifies him?
Sir Alex. No one used to say...
No, Oli.
No, Oli gets crucified for doing the same things.
Oh, okay.
Oli gets crucified for doing things that other managers do, and you know what I mean? But obviously, at Man United, it's different expectations. But yeah, I just think what Oli's brought back is, the Man United way of playing. We can talk about the board and we'll talk about signings afterwards and has he been backed in, have personnel come in. But
and the ex-managers.
Yeah, I just think, he knows how to run the club. He knows what the fans want to see. And I think last season, we were a team that was shit, but we had good spells.
Josh, just quickly, off the back of that, you said something interesting. You said he knows what the fans want to see.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets away with maybe bad judgment or decisions because he's playing the Man United way? So it's like you can't really get onto him because he's trying to do things the Man United way.
I think at the moment, it's more of points on the board and there's certain players he trusts and he doesn't want to take any chances. Everyone in the world even knows Donny van de Beek's a better midfielder than Scott McTominay. Yet Donny van de Beek can't get into the team or get an opportunity. He's better than Fred. But I think Oli just trusts Scott will carry out his instructions and do what he wants to do in that role. I think Pogba can play there. I don't know why he was playing
He's playing left mid these days.
Well, not yesterday, sorry. Last week, I remember that Pogba was playing on the right at some time and he had Scott and Fred holding, what you think Pogba can't do, what Scott can do. Not taking anything away from Scott, but I just think he's got players he trusts, players he's, that are loyal to him and he'll play those players. I remember when Fellaini was at the club, I didn't know what any coach saw in him, but he was always starting games. And they always used to say, out of the majority of the players in the clubs, the managers used to say, he does what we ask him to do.
All the managers played him.
So if you're managing a team of players and this one guy, he may not be the best, but he will do what you want him to do, you're going to trust him.
Mm.
Especially when your neck's on the line. Because Oli is always, and I think I feel sorry for
a game
sorry
away
for him.
from being
He's
sacked.
always a game away from being sacked.
It does feel that way.
noose
It's
is
like
always
now,
near.
you know,
I don't think now because he's
Now he's got a lot of
He's got
breathing
a
space
little-
now.
15
Bus
unbeaten,
ones.
1 loss against Sheffield, Oli out.
yeah. But the fans are
you're done,
onto
you're
him
done,
though.
you're
The United
You're
fans
done,
more
you're
than other fans are onto him the most. Don't get
Do you
it
think
twisted.
that's because
Yeah,
they
onto
feel
him.
like you and they don't really want him there?
It's not that they don't want. See, I tolerate him, but I think they just don't see him. They see him as a manager from mold, innit? They don't see him as got the credentials to
I thought he was a
to
club
manage
legend.
United. Yeah, club legend, but that's not enough. As you can see with Lampard, it's not enough to.
Yeah.
You have to have.
No,
You
but that's the
understand?
difference between United and Chelsea because it is enough for him. Whereas Abramovich is like, nah, I don't care what you want.
No. But if Lampard was doing well, he wouldn't have been sacked. Do you understand? It's just he wasn't
But then,
doing well.
Look, Oli went through a bad spell.
yeah, but
He
he's
survived. Arteta went through a bad spell.
Yeah.
He survived. Lampard went through a bad spell. He didn't survive.
no, I understand that, but I think
We'll get on that.
if it, I don't know. I think if even Arteta, I think he was like a game away.
Bruv, he was.
I think Oli was like
Yeah,
a
he
game. I
was.
think they won.
Even I was
Yeah,
like,
Everton
Yeah,
couldn't
I think
save
they
him.
won at the times when they were supposed to win, and Lampard just didn't. Do you understand? And I think that was
Oli's been the best for that in the last 2 years.
Last game.
No. I know, but
It didn't matter
also.
by then, man.
But and what you
He's
remember,
done.
Bucks were spent as
Tuchel
well.
became available. So
True.
that if he didn't become available, it's a different story, innit?
All just fell into
Yeah.
place.
So they thought
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah.
let's get him in, and yeah.
But I think, going forward, I think, look.
So that's what we're on now,
Will
going
Oli
forward.
win titles with United? We need to see. I think it's still too
don't
early.
think
It's
so.
been 2 years.
I'll tell you now that
Nah.
he's not winning you a title.
He's
not.
well. See when you watch
not.
United, yeah, we're not coached well, and that's it.
And do you know what
There's a
I'm
lot of-
saying?
It's
Sorry.
individual brilliance
For
that
me,
wins us our games.
yeah.
I'm saying Oli
You fit
won't
the
win
nail
you
on
a
the head.
title,
Yeah,
yeah.
fit the nail
But
on the
I
head.
feel with those same players, another manager can.
Exactly, because we're not coached well. Brighton's coached better than us.
So don't
Do you
think that
understand?
I'm thinking, United, they're done now. I'm
No.
thinking you lot are dangerous, but with him in charge, you lot ain't winning.
Yeah,
a
no.
title.
Do you know what my thing is
Not
with them?
coached well.
So
Now, I was just going to say,
Go on.
there is a lot of elements of the play, like I said, with Marcus Rashford, where they just need better coaching.
Better coaching.
Like I said,
100%.
last season, we were a team that were shit, but we had good spells. This year, we're a good team, but we got shit spells.
Mm.
You know, yesterday. Just dumb things, David De Gea.
the defending,
Palming the ball
man.
right into Doucouré's path. Like, it's just silly
Man U,
things.
Everton 3-3, by the way, for the
It's
people
just-
It's the
there.
defending,
it's just,
man.
it's just
Some
silly, but
context.
it's silly mistakes against Istanbul.
Yeah.
Maguire Lindelof are past the halfway line. Demba Bar's just on his own.
It's coaching.
Behind that, but on his own.
It's
Like,
coaching, though.
it's coaching.
literally
That's what I'm
coaching.
saying.
Literally coaching.
And obviously, look, they got Thiel in there, another legend, obviously. He's definitely got the CV
he's a good
to-
attacking coach.
to
That's
back
it.
him up.
Mm.
But they got McKenna, Carrick, they've now brought in Fletcher. I don't really think these are the right appointments. I think if Oli can get maybe a good team behind him and they can maybe sort out some of these mistakes, then maybe we can, progress. But I think, again, at the start, look, in summer, we knew we needed.
I didn't
We
get.
needed
Do you want him there or not?
For now, yeah, I do want him there. I mean, yeah.
Do you
I
know
don't
what?
think at the moment there's a manager that can do
get
better.
there. Yeah.
That question's
in the club.
are hard. It's hard to say you don't when you've just come from Mourinho because it was toxic under him, and then and it wasn't just that. It's just his style of play as well. Look at Tottenham fans saying the exact same things we're saying, the exact same things. You're setting up certain way. You understand?
Groundhog
And he
Day.
was toxic.
Starts off all nice.
Toxic. You can't say that Shaw was playing well because you was controlling him like he was a PlayStation controller. How can you say that to the man?
He's saying I was giving him instructions in his ear.
I was giving him instructions as if I was a
He's
PlayStation.
saying I was playing.
I was controlling him. That's why he played well. How can you say that to a man, an adult? You say that to an adult. Can't
But you
play
know
for you
what?
again after that,
But
man.
you know what?
That's a
made Luke
mockery.
Shaw.
That's a mockery.
That brought Luke Shaw back.
Yeah, but that's disrespectful, man.
That's fine, that's fine.
I don't think it
That
put
gave him that hunger back.
Nah, I think it killed him. Now he's only got his hunger back now.
Yeah.
Only this is the best he's ever played.
It's the most injury free.
Understand? Yeah, but
I
it's
feel
just
like he was fighting. He wasn't giving up. Under
Mourinho
Mourinho,
had
he wasn't giving
Pogba on
up.
the bench. He had all these guys. I don't even want to get
He was
into
fighting.
Mourinho.
How can you say that? How can you say that to a man?
Bro, it's
Like you reached into
said
him.
the same
and he was
about
a
Dele
puppet-
Alli.
he was
You had
a
a
puppet
good goal.
master. That's a mad thing.
look what he's done to Ali.
Trust me.
Spurs are losing.
Look what he's done to Ali.
Ali's not playing.
Come on,
And he's
that's
saying
not
if we had a good Dele Alli. And Ali's not even on the
Hey,
pitch.
shout out the cameraman as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Villa beat Arsenal yesterday. I know you support Villa.
Say
He's
nothing.
grinning big behind
They're doing
there.
well. They're doing
But
well.
moving on, Joey, bring it to Arsenal, man. What can we do going forward? First of all, Arteta, do you want him there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely. I think even with that bad blip we had, terrible blip we had, he still had enough credit in the bank to kind of go through that. And I think that's what got him through for as long as it did.
He had the FA Cup.
That,
in my opinion,
for
that
me,
was his credit.
That helped him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think not only on top of that, transforming how he played as well helped him. So it weren't just a thing of, oh yeah, we're winning games, but
from
it's
the
still
Emery era.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah, I
It's
think inexperience. I think it's inexperience helped him because I think that's why you gave him more leeway. Because if he was an experienced man, I think he'd have been gone. But I think because you put him knowing that these spells might happen.
Yeah, and I think a few factors that probably helped him as well is the mess that he came into. We had a lot of players on our books that not many other teams would want, let alone us. That's why they were still on our books.
Trust.
You know, one of them being Ozil, who was just a big elephant in the room. And Arteta came into that. You know, he came into that problem that Gazidis left us and ran away with. So I think that gave him some credit as well. But for me, moving forward, I think I definitely want to see him, and I want to see him get a lot of time. But what comes with that is I need to see him get back now. I need to see us start correcting a lot of things on top of that as well. I don't want it to just be, Arteta, do your thing with what we have and have the best go at it. Actually back him now. Otherwise, what is the point? I don't want him to be some form of stopgap manager that we have for someone else that you have grandiose plans for.
Fair enough. I mean, off the back of that, you know, you're saying back him. We'll go into that briefly in a second in terms of the ownership of the club. But from my perspective, I like him. Similar to what Dee and Josh were saying in terms of how Ollie gets the club. I feel that Arteta is the same. He came in with these non-negotiables, which I liked. He came in with his own mind, etc. However, I still find there's things that I don't like about him. In terms of this whole Willian thing, like what the ras? Like honestly,
do you know what it is? It's not the signing for me because at the time it made
I was gassed.
It made sense. The only thing that didn't was the 3 years. I probably would have given him just 2, but the actual signing made sense.
Off the back of the season that he had with Chelsea, being their best
grinding
player.
me down. The persistence is grinding me down.
But he has to justify his signing. That's why he keeps playing him. I saw you tweet
that yesterday.
Yeah, but that's what I believe.
It's true.
Because it's either you're dead. He's not a dead manager. But he's got to justify signing him.
I think it was more Edu than Arteta.
Possibly.
But at the same time, going forward, I like what he's done. So, like you're saying, going from the Emery era, where the football wasn't even progressive anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to watch every Arsenal game, but it was getting to a point where it was draining me, where I was watching it, I was like, yo, this is not progressive. But how Arteta then came in with a style of play, everyone's saying, he picks up the cones for Pep, blah, blah, blah. I don't mind that because at the same time, it comes from Arsenal's ethics, innit? Like, believe in your youth. He's a young manager, just cutting his teeth now. So I'm going to back him. Do you get what I'm saying? And from what I've seen so far, obviously certain results ain't gone our way and I'll get mad on the day and I'll be mad and I'll say a few things. But after it all, I'm still backing him.
Yeah.
Because of what I've seen so far, I feel that if he gets his men in, I can't even go through this bit without talking about that January window we just had. Like getting rid of Ozil, Mustafi, Kolasinac. Like we cleared 700 grand off the wage bill a week.
That's why the Willian signing just makes no sense.
Huh?
That's why the Willian signing makes no sense. Because even United have tried to avoid those bullets. I was surprised when they went in for Cavani because I thought we weren't doing that anymore. but we went in for Cavani. We've only given him a year.
It was a risk,
free
but it paid
transfer.
off.
He's got extension.
paid off.
He's got an
It's paid off.
extension option.
It definitely will get extended,
Yeah,
but
100%.
it's paid off. But we didn't,
You can teach Martial.
give him 3 years.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
And it wasn't big
And
wages. We were learning from our mistakes.
Exactly.
'Cause
So
the
it's kind of like that.
Sanchez
That's why the
and all
William
them
one didn't make
people-
sense because it was like
It
everyone
doesn't.
knows you're trying to get rid of
It
Ozil.
doesn't. And going
250
on
a
from
week.
that as well is that for me, I'm backing Arteta, but the same non-negotiables that he came with, he has to take them on himself. Like, you can't keep playing a man that isn't producing. So you, like our next show is going to be accountability. You have to tell me why he's getting them starts. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's youth players there that should be getting a run out, and you've brought this man in and you're playing him. So for me, Arteta, I'm backing him. I want him to be manager, and I can see us being successful under him. But the same things he was giving to the players about you have to take responsibility, blah, blah, blah. So does he in terms of that William. And that's where I'll leave it with that.
It's weird when you think about it because it's like, listen, obviously, none of us are qualified or have any, credentials in football. But it's like, we see the same things at our club with like Scott McTominay and Donny van der Beek on the bench. And you're like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, why? But they must know something we don't, or they must see something or, different.
Right,
Like I
you've
said,
seen William, fam.
No, I know.
Scott McTominay is producing to some. William hasn't produced anything.
He does a
McTominay's
job
doing
for
a job
you.
right now.
He does.
Right
Listen,
now.
It's just about understanding team
Only writes
selections.
instructions on paper, which is one word: do your job. He
does
nods
it.
and he does it. Willian doesn't do that, so it doesn't make sense for me.
He didn't look that bad against United.
Listen, for me, I would rather see some young kids make new
Saka's
mistakes
a bad boy.
than some old players make the same old mistakes. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
At least give these young people the experience during this time.
Yeah.
Look at what happened when things weren't going too well. We completely changed our system back to a 4-2-3-1, which I've been screaming for months.
Yeah.
For me, that is the system you should be playing. We've chucked in Emil Smith Rowe in there,
and Saka
and he is
Ballers.
flourishing, absolutely flourishing.
But then why get Odegaard?
Nah,
Competition.
I think
He needs competition.
You can't rely on
with-
Smith.
yeah, but you
Rowe
had to-
to the end
we
of
can't
the season.
solely
you
rely
have
on him.
Willock, so I'm talking about this all the same kind of position.
To
isn't
me,
it?
Willock's not a 10.
Yeah, he's not a 10.
Oh,
He's not a 10.
but-
He's
yeah,
more.
no, I heard that.
He's
He's
more.
more- he can-
He's more deep.
Yeah.
He's not
But-
a 10.
I
Even if
don't
he's
know.
saying to himself he's a 10, he's not a 10.
And we got to remember as
I
well.
don't care if he scored yesterday either.
Yeah, we got to remember as well is not only do we need to try and claw back so many points and form to try and get top 4, which still doesn't look like we can do because of everything that's going on. The other option is, we got to win Europa League. So with that, we need to look at both competitions. So we do need Odegaard.
No, I heard that. You're not just unlucky in the league where you got these West Ham, Evertons, and Aston Villas that are playing bad right now.
They're utilising the moment, man.
Do you understand?
The league is shaken up, innit? Like, it's not... Even from Leicester won it that day. From then, they've even invested in a way to say, we're on this thing.
Yeah,
bro.
like,
They're
listen,
top
this
six
is us
They
now.
didn't win it like Blackburn and then just like, all right,
They're a
we
top
won
6
it.
club now.
Yeah, they're
Literally.
enforced in that top
Yeah.
5, 6.
Yeah, even Everton.
Yeah.
They've been spending crazy the last few seasons.
Mate, West Ham
West
under
Ham's in
Moyes,
form.
you know.
And I hate Moyes because of United. So,
Mate. Yeah, that's the... we won't even get onto that one. But going forward now, just to kind of move on from the manager, like, we can all say we want the manager, but if he's not being backed, boy, we're worse than you in this situation because...
I was going to ask you a question, actually, and I think you're going to come on to it. I mean, I was going to say, how much really time does a manager need? Because I think even asking Arsenal fans, is Arteta the right guy? I think it's just too early to ask that question. I think it's stupid. Guys, he's just got there.
But I think in a short space of time, you can kind of see what he's
because
trying to
that's one thing.
implement.
When you're going for a job, Arteta's probably gone in there and said, okay, look, this is how we need to restructure. This is what I want to build. But it may take 4 windows to get there, maybe more.
Yeah.
And
So I think after a year,
like
how
you
can we
said,
be
that's
saying
probably
he's
why
the
he
right
got
guy?
that time.
Yeah.
That's probably why, because going in, they knew they had bare shit in there.
Yeah.
So they can't say to him, all right, like what Chelsea, I think Chelsea set Lampard up.
Personally, I
You
do.
can't
We
give
said
a man
that.
200
We said that.
mil.
We set up.
Yeah, buy whatever players you want and not get a chance to actually integrate them.
Yeah.
And there's still a question on
And
whether
the
he
transfer
wanted
ban.
most of the players that they got as well.
Like they set him up.
That Chelsea title winning team is the same, bar Hazard. And everyone just wants to act like they didn't get Pulisic in to replace Hazard. Pulisic was a
Ziyech.
top player. They got Pulisic in, that's Hazard's replacement. You still got Kante there, you got Rudiger. Okay, no JT. Get a centre back in, they got Thiago Silva. It's the same team. That team's capable of winning the league. They just spent 250 million. They brought in 7 new players. It's different to where Man United are as a club and their players in their development and where Arsenal are. It's completely different.
Yeah, so in terms of how much time can you give a manager, it always depends on the situation that the club is in at the time. So
And that comes from above.
Yeah,
The
it
objective
does.
from the board.
And for me, I think United is a good example. When Alex Ferguson left, in my personal opinion, even though you won the title, it wasn't a great team. So
He won the title.
Yeah. So whoever came,
I was
literally.
fucking name wouldn't come up, man.
Yeah, because you lost a
So-
bet on him coming to United, member.
And do you know what the baddest thing is? All right, Josh.
He was convicted.
Do you know what? Wait, any team he played for that year would have won it. If he played for us that year, we would have won it.
Do you know,
He
the
played
season
for you.
before that, he was carrying Arsenal.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he was the guy.
On his back, he got us
he
top
was the
four.
guy. He was the guy.
There's a lot of things that come with that, innit?
yeah. But
I was hoping
who
his
was
name
actually
didn't come up, man.
challenging?
This guy's,
Fucking
I'm like,
Ah,
bro,
it was
it's
Man
interviews.
City.
I'm
No,
like,
do you know what,
I remember seeing
Jay?
an interview. Look what he said.
It was, yeah.
You're right. Because he chose United over City. If he'd have went to City, they probably would have won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Because
Percy.
he was he was on crazy form.
But
We should've
whoever
put
would
it
have
down.
come in next would have needed time.
Yeah,
But Moyes just wasn't the right appointment,
Moyes was nowhere
He
near
was
the right
nowhere near the
appointment.
right appointment. So anyone who came in needed time. So when Wenger left, I looked at that and said, okay, cool. Whoever comes in next is going to need time.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I need to see what you're trying to do with it.
100%.
So when
yeah.
Emery came in, I was like, you know what, you have a year. The first season, get your kinks out, this, that, and the other. And then the season after that, that's when I'm really going to start judging you. What I saw after that was dog shit. And I couldn't abide or stand by it. So probably a couple months in, I was like, this guy needs to go.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fraud. He frauded me.
Yeah, even though Arteta's got less points than him, you can see Arteta's building something innit?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
And with Moyes, I wasn't, he come on, 30, 40 crosses and all these things. Didn't play the same, he didn't play the same team twice at any stage
That's that old traditional
during
way
that
of playing
season.
football.
Nah, come
You
on,
got to
man.
put 15 crosses in on your left. You got to put 15
Nah,
crosses in on your right.
there was one game, I can't remember where it
30
was. I think
chances
it was
created.
Fulham, and we didn't. It was just that guy. I just
He didn't understand how
from
the club was
first to
run.
seventh.
And this
You
is why we
can't
would
come
own
in and sack all the staff and their title winning staff, and you've won nothing. What kind of
When he got
arrogance
rid
is
of all
that?
the coaching stuff.
Yeah,
like,
what
ooh,
arrogance is that?
Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
You sure?
Bringing in Steve Round in them, man. Like, come on, man.
But do you know what? Just to be kind of contradict that, like, this is what I mean about how much time, because if you're giving someone a job and you want them to do a job, you got to let them do it the way they want, and they're going to need time to do that. I think Arteta needs 4 years
Yeah, I'll tell you, but where
to get Arsenal back to even competing.
he'll need time.
I think at least
But
4
we
years.
was a bit more
4
unique.
years
with
or 4
Moyes.
windows. That's not the same.
4
thing.
seasons. 4 seasons. Look at Liverpool. 3 years ago, Man United finished second.
That's at a hotel, you know. 4 seasons.
4 seasons, at least.
So
bro,
what,
because
getting
it takes
mixed
What,
it takes
to
time.
challenge or to get
To challenge.
Back? Oh, to challenge.
To challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years ago, Liverpool finished like 6th or 7th. Man United finished second with Jose Mourinho. They're now where they are. When Klopp came in, and before that, Klopp was known for losing finals. He wasn't ever, do you know what I mean? A top manager. Now I think he's one of the best coaches in the world. But they gave him time. Okay, he came in, we could see instantly what he was trying to do, and that probably bought him more time.
Yeah.
But
And that's real.
He
That
got the
is
time.
probably the blueprint.
Van Dijk and
'Cause-
Alisson have only been there
Yeah.
2 seasons. But the first
Yeah,
2
but
seasons, he had to
That's the next thing we're
get
going to
people
get
out.
into.
Even with Pep
Transfers.
Cal-
and then man there.
Transfers. They
Skirt.
signed the right players where a lot of teams don't sign city
They pull the
players.
trigger at the right time. And
So
they
what
wait
we
and
were
they're
talking
patient.
about is the ownership, though.
But D, let me ask you a question on that.
Mm.
Yeah, they signed the right players, but they signed players that were a bit like obvious. Like, where was Shaqiri before he got signed? They got relegated.
Stoke, I think.
Is that Stoke? They got
Yeah.
relegated. Picked up Shaqiri for 12 million.
Robertson
That's
was at
just
Hull.
Yeah, that's just like quick. That's like
Yeah,
that's
but
just
why
like,
didn't no one else do it?
I don't know.
Do you
I don't
understand?
know, but it's just like I'd have Shaqiri on the bench for 12 million rather than Daniel James for 16 million.
Boy,
Do you know what I mean? And
Okay,
Shaqiri's happy being a squad
let's not
player.
get into James.
They still
So-
want to show him.
Do you know what I mean? They got James Milner. They just
Yeah,
pick
but
up these nice
they-
little
they
gems.
bought
They
him
have
But the
the
fact
right-
is, they done it and no one else
Yeah,
has.
they got a
And
good
it's
transfer
slotted
They got
in.
in Salah and he flopped at Chelsea. And so even when they first bought him, like, what's Salah going to do? He's Chelsea, and he's battered it up. Mane, I wanted Mane at United to be honest, because Mane was serious.
We were supposed to get Mane.
I know.
People laughed at us. And then we ended up getting Di Maria.
Yeah,
Now look at Mane.
Wait, I think I remember I was creasing
I wanted Mane.
when you lot were linked with Mane.
Yeah, because people were like, they went from Bale to someone
I wanted
to Mane.
him. Wanted him.
When you lot were linked
He
with
scored
Mane.
that hat trick for in like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah,
And I thought,
yeah.
listen, you can't.
Nah, he was a bad boy.
Scored
You
that
know what it
hat
is
trick.
with Man United fans? At that point, we were ignorant to
We're entitled. That's what we are.
networking
Yeah.
in the Premier League. We think or thought we were, and we probably are still in the,
Van
terms
Gaal,
of
we went for the Di
Real
Maria,
Madrid and
Falcaos,
Barcelona.
yeah.
We need big signings.
Sexy
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
It didn't work.
And
And we've seen
that
that. It
worked
doesn't
against you lot
It
as
did.
well, because that was
It did,
something
yeah.
I was saying. You lot were killing man's careers.
It did.
You lot can't have
Oh,
Di Maria.
yeah.
He
Only
turned
now,
out trash.
this is the first
Wow.
time since Fergie where only this window we're changing the whole way we're doing our business.
And that's Ollie's. And
Yeah.
that's where Ollie needs to take
They're
credit.
turning down
And-
players,
and
big wages and all that.
On
and
the subject, obviously, like Ollie gets backing from your board
No, he doesn't.
to a certain extent.
No,
He does.
No, he doesn't.
I think he does. Look, compared to our board and what we're allowed to spend,
You guys had a better window than us just gone.
what in terms of
Who
outgoings?
did we sign this season?
Incomings. You just got Partey.
We signed.
Bro.
Who did we sign? We signed Van der Beek.
Got
But
Willian,
wait,
you got Partey, and you
talk
got
about
Gabriel.
Willian, bruv.
No,
Don't
but I'm
talk
saying,
about-
who
No.
did we sign? We signed.
No,
No,
because in the
but
summer-
I'm talking about
in
the
the
room for movement. Yeah, we're signing. All right, Partey, they didn't have a choice. We went into La Liga headquarters and said we're taking.
But the
him.
club still
Yeah.
spent the money.
We spent the money.
In a pandemic where they're not earning
Bro,
anything,
bro.
you guys let go of over 50 staff. Yeah, you let go of your Gunnosaurus, who was on racks a week. You then signed Willian for 3 years on 250 grand a week and spent 40 million on Partey. And Gabriel was at what,
And
35
before
million?
that, they got Pablo,
What are you talking about?
Pablo,
Yeah,
they got Pablo
27,
Mari
30
and
million.
Cedric as well
Ah,
at the end of the
Bro,
season.
come
See,
on.
how much
come
signings
on.
this
Hold
season?
on, wait.
But you signed them in the season.
Nah. Let's look at these signings if you don't want to talk.
No, but I'm saying,
What?
saying you still signed
You
them.
got to
though.
look in the summer, not now.
Bro,
In the summer,
That's what you signed.
when you guys finished, just won the FA Cup, Arteta's at the wheel, signed the contract out. You're
Bro.
thinking, okay, how can we improve the squad?
bro.
You bought
We
a centre back.
signed what we needed.
That's backing.
It's not backing.
That
It's
is backing.
essential. It's doing.
We needed a right winger. We've
Bro.
needed a right winger for
We need
years.
it all now.
We've had
Right
Mata on the
winger.
right wing. We've had Pogba on the right wing. We've had Mason Greenwood on the right wing.
Bro.
We needed a right winger.
If we get a right winger, we could properly challenge.
We ain't got a right winger.
Bro, but that's because you lot wanted to get Sancho. He was your.
Even forget
Mhm.
Sancho. It's just
So-
we got nothing down the right, and Wan-Bissaka going forward is just not the
We
one.
got yeah.
So this is why, to an extent, I don't think Ollie gets backed, because some of the transfers that you go for, they don't look like footballing reasons. Sometimes they look more like commercial
Marketing,
reasons.
yeah,
They
of
look like
course.
marketing to me. So even going for Sancho, as we've said, you guys needed the right winger.
Mm.
You haven't got the right. I think you got someone now recently in the January
Diallo.
window.
But you know,
but Diallo, but
Yeah.
that's still a young blood.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you always needed a right winger. If that's essential, you
But-
would have moved on.
But I kind of appreciated, because I'm so used to United just paying what the clubs ask for, and they turn into flops or whatever. And
Yeah.
the big, so I kind of appreciate us not bowing down to it, even though it's at our detriment.
So with
Do you
that,
know why?
I agree. I don't
so
think
you cut
so.
your nose off to spite.
No,
your face.
but
But,
now,
but if you need
they're
a
like
right
seventh,
winger, you
it's
need to
gonna
go
get
and
them
get
cheaper.
someone else. You let
Yeah,
it go down
yeah.
to the wire.
Yeah, I know.
And how many times was I saying
They tried that, but
go and
Dortmund
get
went
Saar.
Dortmund.
Get Saar.
Yeah,
Get
I was
Saar.
saying that for the
Like,
longest.
for the longest.
I
Why
was
are
saying
you
that
still
as well.
trying to persist with
But I
Sancho?
thought they thought they'll persist with Daniel
But Saar was
James,
40 mil.
innit?
Saar, but the thing is, if you compare the two signings, Sancho for his price and Saar for 40 million, it's kind of the same. The money you're spending is different, but what you're getting for the money. Saar only had one season. Spend 40 million on him. Like, just like that. Zaha was 40 million. Zaha's a
But
proven
bear in mind, I
Premier
just
League
plucked
player.
Saar just out the top of my head. There were so many other more right wingers you could have at least.
There was
I think-
Dembele, there was Saar.
And-
Yeah,
So
but
there
I
was
think
Dembele,
their
there
heart
was
set
Saar
on
and
Sancho. So I think they wanted a stopgap this season before they get Sancho, because this looks like they want to get him. And now they're like seventh and they're doing deads, and apparently they need money now. So they're going to get him for a lot cheaper, innit? Do you
They
understand?
took a risk on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if we get Sancho, it'll pay off because we will get him
If
for
it does,
cheaper.
yeah.
But I think because he was young, Sancho wasn't the same as signing a Di Maria or that
No, no, no,
Galactical
no.
signing. He wasn't. Sancho was expensive because of his potential.
Mm.
And there's been a lot of
And he's
players that
English.
have come, and he's English, exactly. There's been a lot of players that Dortmund have sold that have flopped.
Yeah.
Or that we've seen go for big, like Dembele, Coutinho, 300 million on them two players, and they didn't even make Barca's squad. So I understand, they don't want to take the risk, but mate, just pay the money. 100 million. Come on, 100 million. Just pay
We've
it.
always done that though.
It's
Look where
not
got
coming
us.
out of my pocket though.
Yeah, but look where it's got us. We got to change up our whole way. And I'm glad they're doing it now. They're turning on players. They're saying no. They're good. Look, we're getting Jim. We got Diallo. We're getting Pedestri. We're getting these young guys, which I prefer. I've always said, why are you going to sign these guys for 70, 80 mil? Why don't you get them before they get to the club where they get that value? Scout better. Get them before they go there. Everywhere's somewhere first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just
Dortmund
scout.
always do
You understand?
it as well.
Exactly.
That's real talk.
Just
I love that.
scout.
That's real
I've
talk.
always said that. I said, just scout better. Why are you going to go and spend 70 mil on this player when you can get him before he goes there? You understand? Doesn't
But that's
scout
what we're
better. So I'm
doing.
hoping we're doing that now. But look at how we've signed so much players in the youth team. Loads of them.
Yeah.
Just get them early and blood them, innit? And then
But you know what? On the other hand to that, we tried to do that with, I don't know if you heard about the Lindelof and Van Dijk thing. You guys heard of it? You guys hear about that?
I heard, that came out
Man
recently,
United
innit?
We're supposed to get Van Dijk.
That's what they said they
Turned
wanted
down
him.
Lindelof.
That's what they said the other day.
Boy, you shouldn't have said that.
What?
You didn't know about that?
I would have kept that a secret.
You should have left that.
Don't tell the other day. I think someone said the other day.
Because it's in hindsight. No one knew.
No, it's
that.
true. It's true. It's
And
true.
at the
I
time,
don't even want to
Lindelof was
talk about Arsenal's
Arsenal are
hindsight
captain
side.
hindsight still.
Exactly.
Yeah, they
exactly.
went
Bro,
some
Same kind of
time,
thing,
man.
Bro, don't even do it.
That's
That's
why
it,
it's
bro.
like, but you know
Yeah.
And it depends how much they are as well.
Yeah.
Diallo was an expensive one. Diallo was like 35
But apparently,
million.
do you know? See Diallo, yeah, he's only played 18 minutes of football at Atlanta,
looks good.
yeah. But obviously on Twitter, when I saw all the Italian journalists going crazy about him, I thought, you know what, he's a gem because I've never seen them all saying, "Listen, he's bad, innit?" You understand? And all the players in training saying he's crazy. And for the under 23s, the stuff I saw the 2 games, he looked
He's on
serious.
stuff still. He's on stuff.
Do you understand?
I've seen a few clips.
He's on
You just
stuff.
got to wait and
But
see.
You know, at United, I think, listen, we've been fortunate to see so many talented youths come through.
We got good youth.
It's how they
Greenwood's a
develop.
special player, man.
It's just
I'm
how
sorry.
they develop, man.
So, Mandem, we've been going on a little bit. So, going forward, then, let me bring it on to something else before we kind of wrap it up. Going forward, who do you think? Obviously, you lot are flying high right now. So, choose your words wisely.
We're not until we improve
Well,
the
you're
defense.
flying higher than us.
Yeah.
I think now
you're
we're starting to
higher
come
than
on
us.
form.
Elevated.
So, going forward, who's going to win a trophy next first? Solskjaer or Ollie? Or who's going to get sacked first? Josh, what's your predictions?
I think
Is Ollie going to win a trophy before Solskjaer next? I mean,
for Arteta next,
before Arteta next, yeah.
if he's going to stay Man United manager, then yeah.
That's
'Cause I think
with
if he
them
doesn't-
both staying managers, obviously, at the respective clubs. See?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because cups are like, I don't know, innit?
Bear in mind, you're still in more.
Remember, we
cups
just
than
knocked
us.
Liverpool out of the FA Cup.
Yeah, I know.
We got a good chance.
Right.
I
now.
would say, yeah. I'd say we should do, but you
The
lot
odds are in your
very
favour.
good in FA Cup though. That's the only
We're
thing.
not in it.
No, but in general, but this season, but are we going to get to and get knocked out?
That's the thing. Are we going to get past the semis?
Being in it and not in it is obviously better odds.
But I would say, yeah, I think we've got a better chance in Europa League than you do. So I'd say, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah.
So you think that Ollie's gonna win a cup before Arteta?
We must be fair.
And it's all it's
Yeah, I
the
do.
whole spectrum. It don't just mean this season. I mean, just going forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that team will break their duck, they'll win a title, and then we'll go on to that team. I'm talking maybe not the older players, but your Rashford, Scott McTominay, Bruno, and Pogba stays.
Right,
Those
quickly
players,
off the back of that, what do you think you'll win? What cup, trophy, whatever?
I think we can win the FA Cup. I think we'll win the FA Cup, and that's it.
D?
Yeah, I don't see the Premier. City and Liverpool are both. Okay, Liverpool's in
Europa
bad
League's
form.
there?
Yeah, but they're
I don't think we're going to be
they're
focusing on the
clear.
Europa
They're
League.
level. They're both a level above, but not that level yet in terms of the Prem. But cup competitions, yeah, we could easily any team can. FA Cup,
Yeah.
Europa League,
Okay.
it can definitely be won. Where we got the quality to win. We've won them recently. We got the quality to win the cups. But the Prem is a bit too far, I think, right now. And unless we get in the correct, a proper mobile DM, proper right winger. And I'd like by myself, we need a proper attacking
What have you
fullback,
lot
man.
done
He's been
to
better
him,
the last few
man?
weeks.
He's never
He was never been an attacking fullback.
He's never been an attacking fullback.
Never.
Who?
Wan-Bissaka.
He's never been
No,
an
he
attacking
never
fullback.
has. He never
He's
has.
never, but he looked better at Crystal Palace.
No.
Because
Defensively, he's good.
That's one of
Do you
them.
know
defenders
why?
in the
Yeah.
world.
That's because he didn't have the opportunity to attack so
Do you
much.
know what?
It's all defense.
This is why I love this game.
Where for me, it changed with Wan-Bissaka is when we were only playing on the counter, he was bad. He was winning tackle. Now we got to have the ball. They give him the ball because he's not good on the ball.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to do possession thing. He's getting a bit exposed.
But you know why he
But
loses
as
as well?
of recent, he's been a bit better going forward.
He's
He doesn't have
improved
a
a
right
little
winger
bit.
though.
Don't let that go, Claudio.
Give the
No.
guy a right winger.
I'm saying he's got 2 assists, 2 goals in last
Get
season.
the
He's
guy
done a
right.
bit.
Real.
Do you understand? Yeah, I know.
Get the guy, yeah, Brad. Listen, he needs someone that can help him.
Yeah, he does because he's not. And
But he's getting better. He's getting better.
he's
But
getting
I think,
there.
yeah, get some competition. We need that.
Because look at Shaw. Shaw's now crossing Cavani's head. Like he's improved, isn't it? He's getting it in.
I can't lie.
He's
Shaw-
improved
Listen,
so
Shaw's
much.
He's knocking on the
impressed,
door for
but-
Euros.
You understand?
Still
You need
fat, but
banging the door down.
yeah, but he's doing it. But it
doing
took
it.
Tellez to come. You need competition in it. Before Tellez came, would have been doing the same thing. Yeah, you think your spot's gone? Let me fix up.
Yeah, he's
I
working
was saying
up.
to you as well. I was saying we're actually the only club that are both fullbacks don't offer us anything attacking. At the start of summer.
Yeah.
The only
100%.
club.
Yeah, both of them.
Only club.
Bellerin's rubbed as well.
Yeah, but yeah, Tierney.
But at least he still attacks and crosses the ball. It could be a poor cross, but he gets there.
He's
Our
there.
fullbacks
He's
will
there.
get
He's
there
there. He's
and
there.
pass it back.
And he used to get a brain freeze by
That's
Masaka, man.
counterproductive football, bro.
Yeah, it's
Nah.
just. And remember,
At least it's
that's our only width because our forwards could
I'd
come
rather
inside.
have
Exactly.
Them better
Because we
than-
got
They come
Rashford
inside,
and
yeah.
Greenwood who are strikers that come
They come
in.
inside.
They don't go
It's
that
not
way
hug
and
the
then try and take the
touchline.
man.
They
Well,
come in.
Well, we're only getting this now because Pepe's on the left.
Yeah, but
Before he was cutting in, predictable. You
no,
knew
but
what he was
Saka's
doing.
changed your thing. Saka's bad, man. He's a bad boy. still.
He's changed.
One of my
that.
mates asked me the
serious,
other day, is
man.
it Saka or Greenwood?
Sa-
I said, nah,
do you know what?
don't
See
do that.
me.
Don't do that.
Do you know? I don't see him. Foden. I don't. Do you know? I personally don't compare them three, because I think they're all special, and I think they're all English. Let them. Listen.
Just let them
anyone
flourish.
watching this on Twitter, whatever,
Yeah.
let them breathe. Them free. Allow the comparisons. Just let them free. Breathe. And you understand? But even the other day, Saka said his favourite player to play with is Greenwood the other day. And then Greenwood likes playing with Foden, that they all get. So they're all tight. Don't get it twisted. It's just the
Playing with
fans.
gal in hotel
Yeah.
room.
And do you
They're
know?
all tight.
And the thing with that as well, leave out
You might get
all
some
of that.
Yeah. Cut out all of that. Oh, Lampard or Gerrard, Terry or listen. Just appreciate them.
breathe.
Let them
Exactly.
flourish.
Ball out, man.
Well,
Yeah,
England,
100.
you might get Foden, Saka, Greenwood up top. You might get that. Let them all three. But Foden's bad today.
Foden's, he's bad.
Sancho as well. Remember, see, he had Sancho and Foden. Imagine I still had Sancho. Sancho left. But just, I think them three, let them breathe, man, because they're all got mad potential. Obviously, some people doing better than they are now. Saka's bored in Foden. Greenwood scored 18 goals last year. You understand? Now, he's, as of recently, his all-round game's better.
I say to people, Greenwood, to me, if I took his face off, I would think he's Van Persie.
Yeah, no,
bro.
he's mad. Both
Like,
footed like
even
that.
the way his legs run,
Yeah,
and
When he
all
moves,
bow-legged,
it's mad.
bro.
And you know, you can
he's
take free
Van
kicks like that
Persie.
if both feet is on, 40 yards, both feet, you can take free. Listen, see,
No,
when you
he's
see him in the
cool.
youth
Yeah,
team,
he's a
both
talent.
feet.
He's special, man.
I always say, why don't he step up for the free kick? He doesn't, but he'd let him, but he's ultimately going to be through the middle, and that's my opinion, innit?
He needs to be there still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
like
him or
Henry,
Rashford wants to do that
his
though.
play out wide. So
For me, Rashford's a
Because
winger.
Rashford's a striker.
I don't
Rashford,
know.
to me, Rashford's a winger.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying Rashford wants to be.
he can't.
Man
You see,
United.
like yesterday, I was saying to someone saying the
There's
same
once
thing.
and then there's reality.
He has to be deep running at you. That's his thing. He
Yeah.
causes problems.
Yeah, no,
if he's
you're right.
up top, he's not running at you, and then he hasn't got the composure.
Anytime he has too much time,
You understand? So he has to just be
He hasn't
raw,
got
run at you, and then do a knuckleball shot. He gets parried. He gets parried, and someone
all
taps it
everything
in.
knuckleball still.
Do you understand? The day I see him like slot it in the corner, I'll be like, I saw it last year actually once or twice. I'll be like, rah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah, once or twice he's
Well, no,
slotted it.
when he's on
Against
form,
Tottenham, he did it.
he's
And
unplayable.
Yeah,
He's unplayable.
yeah. He does slot it sometimes, but it's just like, get that. If he was consistent, he'd be up there.
Decision
Fully.
making. That's what I'm saying.
His ability wise, but
But he's 23.
23.
Let's judge him at 28. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, bro,
It's a
because
lot.
that's
No,
yeah,
28 is kind of.
No, judge him at
That's a
28.
lot.
28.
No, because
You're giving them a 5-year window.
Yeah.
when did Van
28 too
Persie get
much.
formed? What age?
Yeah, but he wasn't ever
Bro,
starting
no,
though.
What was Van Persie doing before
injury.
Yeah, but he wasn't
That's the
starting. Van
difference.
people weren't starting
Nah,
as
but-
well.
Bro,
And
you
Anthony
talk about
Bayo was the
Van
man.
Persie day one and say, yeah, he's quality. But
Same
his
thing
injuries
you
Just
can do
just
with
the
Greenwood.
injuries.
Huh?
Same thing you can do with Greenwood, but you look at the
I'm
difference
not
between.
disputing that.
I've seen now what the difference is between Greenwood, Lukaku, Rashford, and then Cavani. The decisions, the runs, the movement. Them man ain't got that. Them man are far from that. They need to get that to even be a striker. Cavani's 34. So
I think he's 32.
he's 32.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Nah, he's like 34, bro.
Vardy's 34. I'm saying he's not as old as Vardy. He's like 32.
Especially when you're playing as a lone striker as well. You need that. When you're playing two up top, it's fine. You can, have someone else complement what you can't do. When you're playing sole striker, that's why Lukaku was so poor for us. We just thought he was isolated. But you see Cavani come back, pressures the midfielders, wins the ball back.
It's a focal point, Cavani.
He's
got 4 headers. He's got the second most already.
Yeah, he's different.
Cavani's got 5, but that's what we missed.
Aerial prowess has been mad.
Different.
Yeah.
But anyway,
needed that.
so yeah, that's been a pretty much a good summary and a go over. But did you want to throw that question out there, Joey?
Yeah, just a little conversation that I was having with someone a couple of weeks ago. Is do you think you can divorce your club to then support another club?
Never.
Don't matter who that club is, whether it is a local team.
Never.
Like, for example,
you
I
shouldn't even thought about that question. Because
Whoever he was having that conversation
fans.
with, you should have just locked that
Especially
one up.
at our age, there's no way. How could you change your team?
Even if you're supporting a local club, because there's certain man that, you know what I mean, like, will support, one of the big teams.
Nah, but
you have to elaborate on that.
Everyone's
Ipswich
got that
Town or
vision
something.
though that you think back hard and you're
I know
thinking,
someone
hold
that done
on, is this me or is it dementia? Wait. You think back hard and you swear, I
Yeah.
swear you used to support a next
But
team.
that's what I'm saying when you're younger, but not now.
Nah, there's a couple man I know. Obviously, I won't say no names.
No names,
But
no names.
I
Yeah,
don't chat to them regular, but I think back in the day, and I'm like, I'm sure he used to support X, now he's
you have to
supporting-
elaborate on it. You have to put some
Yeah.
put some kind of circumstance to it as well. You can't say, "Well, you just divorce it just randomly." You have to be
yeah,
like,
so alright, cool.
Nah,
cool.
but there's them man that lie, like that will try and brainwash you. No, blood.
I can think of one or two. I can think of one or two man that's
I
swayed
think the
the
only
teams and
situation
switched it
could
up.
be is if something drastic happened at the club and I didn't agree with it. And I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
then divorce them.
Okay,
Like, let's say,
good
for
answer.
example,
Good
in
answer.
football.
Good answer.
Like, let's say, for example, something racial.
Yeah.
happened.
Good answer.
So one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
players
yeah.
in the club done something.
Yeah.
sideways.
No, I agree
And I
with
was
that.
like,
Yeah,
I can't,
okay,
I can't,
What,
I can't.
like wearing t-shirts for Suarez and that.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
shit like that.
That's the first thing that
I'd be
popped
like,
into my head.
no, stuff like that. No, that's what I was thinking first as well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I hear that.
I'd have to be like, do you know what? I can't support this club
There's
anymore.
still man
But I
to
still
this
love football.
day.
So
So
what do
I'm
I do?
strong in that wrong, like nah.
The
Yeah, but I still love
the
football.
drive.
I'd have to change
South
league.
America, it
I'd have to
means
change league still.
Even Carragher, they come and said they got it wrong. They can't dispute that.
Yeah, I'd have to change league. I couldn't. It wouldn't be able to be
Do you know,
another domestic.
It
league
depends
team.
if they were wrong and strong
I'll
about it
just
or
leave.
they learnt from it, innit? I suppose because your team.
I know
you're
there's
married
gonna
to your
be
team,
men out there
innit?
watching this, like, rah,
Whoa.
loosening up his collar. and
Like,
that.
you're married to your team, so when your woman does something, or your man, you have to, go with it, innit?
Wait,
Same kind of thing.
I know there's certain men out there that have switched allegiances.
Yeah, I know one or two still.
Yeah, I don't want to do this, but
Yeah.
So if
young.
we all know one or two, then it's a pandemic. It's right.
Young,
You
I
gotta-
remember
you gotta
man
support
supported it in
50-50.
school, and then now they support a different team, and they're trying to deny it. But you supported.
But are they real
Another team
football
in
fans?
school,
These people you're
innit?
thinking of, are they actually football fans?
But then saying that, you say that man, that whoever you're talking about,
Yeah.
he goes hard for his team today.
He goes hard for Arsenal, but he supported Chelsea in school.
What?
so then you're when you say
I won't
school,
say no names.
no, when you say school,
But if they watch this, they know who they are.
Nah, when you say school, though, my guy.
Secondary school, not primary school.
That's big age.
Okay.
That's big
Yeah.
age.
that's teams.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
teams.
telling you
That's
now.
teams.
Someone's watching Chelsea
That's
hard, and
formulated
then
thoughts and that.
you're Arsenal.
Testosterone
Okay.
allows you to make.
But that's what I'm saying. Them man ain't
decisions
football
then
fans. Them man
still.
can't
But he's a
be
footballer. He's big. He's
Is he?
an actual baller. Yeah. So, boy,
Hey, maybe it can happen. You might have to get him on. You might have to get him on, Jay, and ask him.
Wait,
You might have to question that.
He'll deny it. He'll deny it.
eyes.
You'll deny it because when you're older and you'll deny it 100%. So you know,
No, like
you know someone. You know someone from before, and then now they dip. Nah.
They've rebranded.
Yeah.
But what was it? Rebranded. Got bought out.
It's like, what? It's like, nah. What?
And you've come with a new team.
Nah, this
I'm
is
hearing
new
it.
me.
No,
Merger and acquisition, baby.
And they support this team, and they all think you always supported that. innit?
What was his
I will-
reasoning for changing that?
I can't remember. I don't think I even
He
asked.
brainwashed you.
I don't think I even asked.
Well, we gave
I'm
man the
like,
Men
you
in
just
Black.
put that in school, and it's like, but it is what it is, isn't it? Some people do, some people don't. I don't understand.
It's one of the things. All right, then, mate. You just,
Gotta stick
I
with it.
might have to get him on sometime.
You got to
you
stick
know,
with it
that's
through the
the
bad
guy.
times. We're going
Reason.
through bad times, isn't it? Well, we was, innit? And you got to stick for it.
Mm.
There's times I didn't want to watch it. I'm not watching it, but it's like, do you know what? For me personally, I thought a bit cheeky to be like that. I thought we had so much success, so we have to just deal with the crap that's going on now because we've had so much success. You can't. That makes you a proper glory hunter. You're only here because we're you understand? Doing well. And then now we're doing bad. I'm not watching it on United. Or you have to just stick with it. We've been good so much. Yeah.
So do you think this period has given you some humility?
I said it all the time. I said it's humbled me 100%.
Yeah.
Humbled. I used to be. I used to be chatting crap. United bet man for the season. Every season. Every season. I used to bet the same thing. We're gonna win.
A bag there right
Listen
now.
to me. I used to bet every single season. United. I didn't care what was going on. We're gonna win. We're playing. Going into a game. I say we're gonna win. I didn't even want to watch it. We're gonna win. I didn't care. You understand?
The starting lineups.
Then I just got humbled, man. I was like, listen. Then I come to the realization. That's why now I'm like, bro. Like that's why people are still like that. I'm like, you have to realize.
Just touching on that as well.
Yeah.
You realize how much Wenger was a visionary.
Oh yeah.
Bruv,
in hindsight.
Man, look now.
Yeah, trust me.
Look at us trying to scrap to get in the top 4. When man was talking about top 4, all right, it's not a trophy. Let's be real. It's not a trophy.
It's not at
but
all.
when you think about now and who's in the top 4 right now and who's scrapping to get in there, blood, it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
So when he was saying back then, to get in the top 4 is a thing, and everyone laughed at him, calling him like dementia and he's senile. A few years down the line, now look.
But the thing with Wenger I've clocked is a lot of things that he said at the time where man, I laughed at him, starting to slowly come into fruition.
What did I say to you? You've not done him wrong though.
Joey, what did I say to you when we had Mourinho? I said I'll take him.
You did
After Mourinho, I'd have taken him.
You did.
Because as a club, I believed we already had mentality of winners there. You know what I mean? We had players that
you just wanted the style of football.
We just need a coaching, and I thought Wenger would have been the perfect guy. Rashford,
Martial,
all these.
I would have quit football.
I've said he should manage England. I've said it before as well.
That would have been a shot.
To do with them.
That would have been a shot.
The players that we got now as well.
The young England in good. See Southgate though. That's what I'm saying. It's like.
Yeah, he's not the
You understand? It's not the one, man. He's used to play Livermore in the man in midfield. What are you doing, man? Doesn't make sense.
Nah, he was just trying them out.
You can't do certain things. I'm sorry.
Called up Huddleston if you could.
3-4, always playing Trippier. What is he? He's the same. He's like a club manager. I do him as annoying thing. Why are you always playing? Then you're playing him left back. Why are you always doing that? And you're putting Trent on the bench. Doesn't make sense. Like, why did you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sorry. Some things just don't make sense.
People will find out when we go World Cup anyway.
It doesn't make sense.
But
yeah, I mean, boy, D, Josh, I thought it was going to be a lot worse, to be honest.
Thank you for having me, guys. I thought I enjoyed that.
Listen, jovial.
We have to,
we're talking about what we talk about every day, innit? So it's just,
true,
you understand?
Just
is what it
letting
is.
it come off the chest. But thank you guys for coming on, man. It's been
good.
Real.
Yeah,
but we might do another show at the end of the season. And
review.
Talk about our fortunes.
A season review.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I say, wait till May. Let's just talk about what's in May.
And we won't even keep it Arsenal, Man United. We'll open it up. Do a football.
I think you should get a bit better so we can have some proper banter because there's been no banter because you can't talk to us right now. They can't chat to us right now.
You
can't chat to us right now. That's why there's no banter right now.
Let's talk.
If we're talking about the games this season,
I say May, innit? Because
We'll talk when everything's done.
There's 38 games, innit? You're talking about 2.
No. Yeah.
So stop it.
So let's talk after 38.
This is what
it
it
is.
is.
38. We'll talk to 38.
Cool.
This is what it is.
But they won't get us back if they're 10th. Because then what's the point?
Come on.
What's the point? It won't be a debate.
Regardless, when we're getting you back.
Okay.
You not want to be back. You get me?
Always so hurt. I don't know why. Why Arsenal? That's definitely a conversation.
I missed that. I missed the battle of the Arsenal, but you don't ask. Like, come on.
Man said, come on. All right.
I don't hear this guy no more. I used to.
What you say?
I don't hear from him more, but I used to.
Well, we'll be back. But still, this season though, head to head, 4 points. That's all I got, bruv. So yeah, we'll leave it as
Ollie's
that.
never beaten Arteta.
Didn't Villa just
you guys can be the bogey team again.
Villa can tell you 6 points.
Ollie's never beaten Arteta.
Come on.
You guys have beaten us. Since Arteta's been there, we ain't beaten
his
Arsenal.
number.
So
He's got his card.
You're thinking now.
we'll see. We might see each other in the Europa League.
Wait.
Yeah, let's hope. Final.
It's true.
Could be another show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah, I've been the Realist J.
Joey.
Josh.
D.
And it's peace out from us, man.
Love.
Bless.
Bufam Blau.